cedar tree number 2.
I'm actually standing right in front of it, and I'm going to try to make it fall right on top of that pile. I don't really want to get over into there, and I don't want to knock this tree because that's a good tree, and I'm trying to keep it. So I'm going to try to put it right there, right in front of the other one that I dropped right over here. So we'll see if I can pull that off.
It didn't go as planned.
You know, I was worried about this happening because most of the branches are on this side, so it's, I think, wanting to go this way. And I did my cut on the other side, and I think it leaned into my chainsaw, but my chainsaw's not in far enough for me to even put a wedge into it. So I don't know, I'll probably bang on it with a wedge and see if I can get it to go the other way maybe.
So I'm gonna try something a little weird.
You know, the tree's not too tall. I think I'm gonna hook these chains up to it and just try to pull it and see if I can at least get my chainsaw out. Maybe pull the whole thing over. I hope I have enough chain to reach the bumper. All right, we'll give it a whirl. Not that big of a tree, so hopefully I can just get enough tension on it to get my chainsaw out. I mean, that's what I planned the entire time. Hemi power. I mean, it just pulled it right over. So I don't think I damaged my chainsaw in the process. That's good. Frankly, that could have went a little better, but the tree's down. And that's another one ground up. Made that pile. I'll spread these out. And that's it for the chipper today. Now I'm gonna chop these logs up and load them up in the bucket, and I'm done for the day. Cleaned up another load of firewood. Not the greatest firewood, but it'll burn. And that's a wrap for the day. I'm getting close, sir. I'm about to make the turn. I got another cedar tree. I'll pull it out tomorrow. I've got some metal fencing, and I've got a log I'm going to chop. And then I'm just going to push it over out of the way. And then I'm probably going to get my bucket and start pushing that stuff out of the way, because that's my path through the woods. That's my fence row. And I want to be able to walk that. And I bet you there's a snake living inside that log because it's hollow. So, tomorrow, maybe rattlesnake wrangling, copperhead wrangling. That can be fun. One more cedar. All right, I'm back out. Today is the day. Probably the biggest job will be take down this extra cedar tree, which is not as big as the ones that I've already cut down. So I'm going to try to get that done this morning before it gets too hot, and then this afternoon just kind of use the bucket and push things and hopefully poke out the other side of the woods before the day's out. All right, so I took out the
that fence, and I just propped it up over there. I got out the post. There's a couple of posts I pulled out and some wire. And then I pushed my rotting trees out of the way and got the post out of there. And I'm actually rethinking, I don't even need to take this cedar out because it's far enough over. But what I am going to do is cut into this log so I can get it pushed out of the way. I'm not excited about cutting into this log. I am pretty damn sure that something's living in there. And I don't want to mess with whatever's living in there. I wanted to get all this out of the way so that I could, when I do cut this cedar tree, I didn't have all this in my way. Now I got plenty of room to get the cedar tree out, but I don't really need the cedar tree out of my way, because I can swing and get through there without it even being out of my way. So I'll film this live. Be enough. This might be some action. Might be a bunch of copperheads come out of here. Might be a bunch of rattlesnakes. Might be a family of raccoons. And all of them hell-bent on eating me. So that wasn't so bad. No deadly animals came out to kill me for destroying their habitat. I'm gonna get the tractor and push it out of the way now. So that got pretty much all that out of the way. And then it's pretty level down through there. I mean, you can see the tractor's at kind of a tilt there. And when I got up on some of those stumps that I'd pushed over, it got a little unwieldy. But let's go see. I've got a little thing to see how steep it is. It's sitting at about 10% grade, which that's totally doable. And it stays pretty level down throughout this. And I'd already cleared all this last year, the little stuff. So I'm going to come down here today and I'm going to try to get through here. I don't think I have any other big things until I get on the other side of the hill, and then I've got some saplings that I need to take out. And I was worried about this one big branch here. I was thinking I was going to have to take it out because I thought it might be too low, but I think I'm going to be able to just go around it. And the tractor's the tallest thing that would be coming through here. That's my fence line right there. So I've got to push there's fencing in there that has been molded over. I mean, water has run through here and pushed over the fence. So I'm going to use the tractor and I'm going to push all this back. And then my plan is to be able to go between the fence and that tree, that hackberry. But you can see I've just got to get this pushed back out of the way. And then that's a little gully, which I should be able to navigate. I can smooth it out if I need to. And then I'm just going to head up that hill, and I've already picked the trees out that I'm going to take out. So this has just got to get pushed out. But what I just did is I came down the hill for the first time, and it worked. And I'm going to clean out a few of these little saplings. I took the ones down that I need to clean, so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to grind those up now. down the hill, through the gully. Now I'm gonna go up on this hill and cut down some saplings, grind them up, and you can see the field through there. I had my chainsaw sitting way up the hill, I thought, but I backed over my chainsaw. It broke the handle, but other than that, I can't tell if it's got any more damage. I don't think it does. So this chainsaw may not work, but we'll see. Right there's my path through the woods. I'll come out into my field right there. I'm eventually going to clean out all this too, but for now, this is it. That'll at least get me into my field. And then the chainsaw did fine, but it obviously worked fine. So we'll just let it keep working. All right, so I ran out of time last week and I had to boogie, but I've got some trees I still got to grind up here. We'll chip up all this and this behind me. And then you can probably see there's blue sky behind me. That's my path through the woods. So once I get this chipped up, I will be able to drive from one side of the property to the other. And that's it. All right, done. But there's the final part of the road through the woods. Daylight. I've still got some branches and stuff to get down, but they're out of the way, and that's for another day. My chipper kept clogging up, so it cost me a lot of time today. No fun. But I have a road through my woods. That's a big day. That actually makes the property worth a lot more because I can now connect my two fields without having to go on my neighbor's property, which is pretty big. Makes the property feel very continuous now instead of being two kind of separate. You could not get a vehicle to the back field, and now you can. A lot of sweat.